So today we're going to talk about RPM. And if you're not familiar with it, RPM is Tony's method, Tony Robbins' method for himself to plan his days and weeks and months because he has over 100 companies. So just imagine if you have one and you're like feeling like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. So imagine when you have 100 companies, what are you going to do? So let's learn it now and practice it so that by the time you have your 100 companies, you feel calm. All right, so today we're gonna do this probably for either a goal that is for 1 week or maximum 30 days. But then if you guys like it, we can do another session maybe later and then plan for 2026. Or maybe today is so good and we all learn it and then we're good. We don't need to do it again. And you can just use the same method to plan every month. One of the things we learn, so when I was going through that Coaches Academy from Tony to learn how to coach Tony's clients to do planning, what they told us is do not do anything more than 30 days. So keep it 30 days only. And what they made us do for ourselves was weekly planning, which at the beginning felt super hard to do and super long. It would take a long time, but then after a few weeks, it's easy because it's just what's remaining. You post, like you just bring it to the next week. It becomes easier and easier and easier. And the more you measure something, the higher chances of achieving it. Because you're constantly looking at it. That's why I try to remind everybody on Mondays to set a weekly goal. That's the idea actually behind it. I want you to achieve something. I want you to have something that you want to get done by that week, right? And then if you do that for 52 weeks, your year is already really, really amazing. Hopefully, if you set your goals right. So this system, again, it's called RPM. He started by naming it RPM as rapid planning method. And then he kind of like changed it to another reason behind it to learn it or understand it even a bit deeper. So let me bring a page so that I can tell you what to do. Make sure you have a piece of paper and then turn it horizontal and draw two lines from top to bottom. And then one on top to create a space for the header, like this. Okay. And Tony now has software you can use, but I'm teaching you how to do it on a paper. If you know me, you know I'm not a fan of buying hundreds of planners and hundreds of tools, hundreds of these and that. You don't need to have something fancy to be able to plan. You can have just a piece of paper and a pen, even an ugly one, to do it. So this is your planner done. All right. So we always, when we want to plan for something, we need to make sure that that thing that we're planning to do moves a needle for us, makes a difference in our life or in our business. If you're focused, let's say today you want to focus on your business, you need to pick something that will move a needle. Don't just say, I'm going to post on Instagram if Instagram is not the place that you get clients. If you want to get a client, maybe getting a client is your goal. So pay attention to your goals. Sometimes we keep ourselves busy, but we're not productive. You have to make sure that your goals don't make you just busy, they make you productive. So again, you draw two lines, vertical lines, and one horizontal to create a space for header. In the middle column, write result, R or result. On the right column, write P for purpose. And on the left column, write MAP, Massive Action Plan. Okay? Looks like this. Now, we always start with the result that we want to get. In order to set great results as our goal, we use an acronym called SMARTT. If you're not familiar with it, SMARTT stands for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-defined. Specific, it means that, for example, don't say, I want to make more money. This is not specific. You want it to be specific. I want to make, let's say, $5,000 more in the next 30 days. This is a specific, right? Measurable. You need to be able to measure it so that you know when to celebrate, right? Actionable. It means that it needs to be in your control, not somebody else's. I want my sister to graduate. Like, this doesn't work, right? You have to make sure it's actionable for you. If, like, you set a goal, I want my clients to get back to me. No. If you want to set a goal like that, I want to follow up with 5 people, or I want to follow up with 30 people so that I can get at least 5 no's or 5 yeses. So this is actionable, specific, measurable. And what is R? It has to be realistic. It has to be realistic to you. It doesn't matter what other people think. It has to be realistic to you. And realistic, you don't want it to be too loose or too little. You want something that you want to push yourself, and you know for sure if you push yourself maybe a little bit, you can achieve it, right? Because this is not your goal for the whole year. This is maximum 30 days. Maybe this is your weekly goal, right? So you want to push yourself, but you want to know that this is realistic. If you push yourself, you can achieve it. Let's say you're making nothing a month, and then all of a sudden you can say, I want to make $1 million by the end of this week. Yeah, like, unless you steal it or win a lottery, like, there is no other way, right? So it's not realistic. But if it's realistic to you, and you know for sure you can do it because of blah, 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 sure. It has to be realistic to you. And T is for time defined. You have to put a date on it. And as I said, no more than 30 days. Preferably for this case that we're doing today, either a week or maximum 30 days, okay? So now, using the SMART acronym, decide on a result that you want to achieve in maximum 30 days and write it in the middle column. What's one result? One. Don't say, I want to make this much money and get this and that and this and that. Just pick one. This is a practice to learn this, and you can do this for yourself on anything else that you want. Oh, Winnie is asking, what is the difference between actionable and realistic? Great question. Actionable means you can take action on it. It's in your control. Realistic means it's realistic to achieve for you, right? So actions is like, let's say, I want to go talk to 5 venues by the end of this week. But if it's not actionable, it's like, I want my sister to go talk to 5 venues by the end of this. So this is like, unless your sister is working for you, how can you make somebody else do that, right? And then realistic is like, is 5 realistic, or is 1 realistic, or is 10 realistic? But you have to push yourself. Obviously, 1 might be realistic, but like, if you can push yourself and do 5, or if you can push yourself and do 10, do 10. Right? Because we want to live a better life, so we need to raise our standards, step up, and do a better job, right? So if you want to raise your standard, you don't set shitty goals, right? You set better goals. You're like, okay, yeah, of course I can do 5, but I'm a firewalker, I'm a role model, I'm a gladiator, I'm this, I'm that, so I'm gonna do 10 and I'll make it happen. Is this realistic? Yes. So everybody choose the result that you want to achieve within maximum 30 days. And it would be great if you share it in the chat, but write it in the middle column as well. And then when you want to do this, sometimes you're thinking about, should I do, which category of my life should I focus on, right? So remember that this time we're doing this together. You just need to pick one. It doesn't matter which one. And then you can do the same process for the next category. And if you want, we can maybe next time we can talk about different categories of life to make sure. Yeah, that would be great. Maybe next week we do wheel of life, so that we measure and we look at our numbers and see where we need to focus on. But for now, pick life, maybe physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, or maybe you want to focus on your business, or maybe you want to focus on your finances, which is separate from your business. Maybe your business is running, but you're not making money. Maybe you want to focus on the money side, right? So now is a good time because it's almost the year end. So maybe you want to focus on your numbers because there are some tax moves maybe you can do before December 31st. So now might be a great time to focus on your numbers. Okay, this is a great reminder for myself too. And then maybe you want to focus on your social life. Maybe you want to focus on your family. Okay, make 8,000 by December 19 based on potential and unfinished projects. Perfect. Okay. Is it, let's see, let's go through it so that it's a practice for everybody. Is it specific? Yes, 8,000. Is it measurable? Yes. Is it actionable? Only you can say, Hedy. Is it actionable?
I think so because I do have a couple of projects that if I finish, there's a balance that they need to pay.
When I
Um, yes, so and I need to finish them before December 6th, basically. That's my deadline. And I also have a project that has been requested, but I have put it on hold because I didn't have the means to start it yet. I need a bit of a place because it's a messy artwork that I need to do and I can't do it at home. So I have to figure out a spot to do it, but I have to do it anyways. I don't want to lose that project. So just going through by these two, and then also the tentative projects that I'm having if I send out the proposal, push to have it.
when, not if, when I.
Yeah, so the proposal has to go out by the end of today or tomorrow.
Okay.
That's my deadline. So and then I have to follow up and push until I sign. So finishing up these three, juggling oranges in the air, I should be getting maybe even more than 8K.
Yes. Okay, perfect. See, this is specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time defined. So great. So when you write your result in the middle column, then draw a circle around it because that's the bullseye. You want to know what you're focusing on. So then whenever you look at it, you remember, oh, this is important, not being busy. Being productive is important. Productive is measurable with this, right? So when you do that, then on the right column, that's our purpose. Why do you want to do that? When you do that, how does it make you feel? So there are three keywords you want to write on top of this column. Feel. So when you do that, how does it make you feel? When you're done, how does it make you feel? Who have you become? So the second keyword is become. Who have you become in the process of achieving it? And then mean is the third keyword. What does it mean having accomplished that goal? What does it mean to you? Okay. Feel, mean, and become. And then on the left, that the purpose column is the emotional juice. It's what makes you move forward. It's what makes you have that fire inside of you to go do it. And then on the left column, the map is massive action plan. That's basically your brain dump. So whatever you need to do, you just write it there. Okay? We're gonna go super fast on this, but we got the gist of it. So look at your results. Okay, I'm gonna do it real quick, okay? Close your eyes and you can start recording yourself. Same thing as we did for peak state, how to get into state. You recorded yourself, so record your voice because nobody can hear you here. So record yourself, listen to me, answer the questions, record yourself, and then you go back and write down what you said. First of all, close your eyes if you haven't already. So stand up if you can, because it's great to be in that position. If you're not able, it's totally fine. Sit straight, close your eyes, and it helps to put your hand on your heart so that you remember to connect to the real you. See yourself, but by the due date that you set for yourself, see yourself accomplish that goal. Really feel it. Really see that that happened. You're done and you're celebrating. Really feel that. How does it make you feel? Say it out loud so that you can record it for yourself. How does it make you feel having accomplished that goal? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you seeing that you accomplished that? What does that really mean? Yes. Really feel it, really stick to it. See that it already happened. It's in the past. You're celebrating. Feel what you feel. And say, what does it mean to you? Who have you become in the process of achieving it? Yes, you're doing great. See it. You've already done it. Who are you? Who have you become, not only for yourself, for the people who are looking at you, for your loved ones, maybe for your team. Yes, that's it. Now, feeling what you feel and staying in that state, just say everything you did to accomplish this goal. What are some actions that you took to get here? Don't judge, don't prioritize, just say it. What else? Yes. What else did you do? Who did you call? Whose help did you get? What are some things that you delegated? Yes. Say everything out loud, and then when you're done, open your eyes, celebrate. Yes, you've already done it. Yes, I love that, Lana. I love that English. Marisa, Ramon. Yes, Eddie. Yes, Ramon. Yes, Winnie. Yes. Yes, Batman. Yes, Brian. Now you have all the things that you have in mind that you need to do. Now, the next step for you guys, because we're not doing this one-on-one, is to go back and listen to the recording, write it down. When you have everything written down, then you go through the map, the action plans, the last items you just mentioned, right? First of all, know that 20% of those will give you 80% of the results. 20% of those will get you closer, 80% closer to your goal. So you need to start with those, okay? So this is about being productive, right? Things that are moving needles. So go through the list, find the 20% that moves you 80% closer. First, circle those or put an asterisk beside them. So those are the most important things. Then you go through them one more time and look at those 20% and see which ones you can leverage. Leverage means that you need to probably teach somebody else to do it for you. So it will take a while for you. It will take maybe a few minutes, a few hours for you to teach it to somebody else, but they can do it for you and it will save you time. So find the ones that you can delegate or leverage. Delegate is when you give somebody something and you have nothing to do with it. Leverage is when you teach them and you kind of hold their hand at the beginning, but then they do it. So you have some work to do as well. When you mark the ones, the ones that you can leverage, put an L beside it and write the initial of the person you can leverage this to, okay? Then next step is to go through that list, the ones that you are going to do, the 20%, and the ones that you're going to leverage, and time them. Okay, I think this will take like 30 minutes. Please don't be stingy. Be super generous with this part, because worst case scenario, you're going to have extra time. So if you think something is taking 30 minutes, give it 45 minutes. If you think something is taking 1 hour, do 1.5. Okay, nothing bad will happen in this part. Okay, so be generous. And then put how many minutes each action item will take. And then go to your calendar and block the times. And put one thing that we recommend is to put the block as the name of the result that you want to get. You don't need to say, at this time, do this. You just, because you want to do this fast. Otherwise, you feel so good by entering data in your calendar, which is not going to move any needle. So put the result in the block. And then when that time comes, you come to your planner, this one that you created, you look at the map and you're like, oh, this item is first, so I have to do this now, blah, 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 do it, right? Or if you feel like, no, this is not going to work for me, I want to like see everything on my calendar, do it your way. There is no like rule, you have to do this way. If it makes you be more productive, then put the action items in the blocks. So you go to your calendar, make sure you use calendar. The planner that you're not taking with you anywhere is not going to help you. So put it on your calendar and have one calendar that you put everything on it, because otherwise you'd never know you're blocked somewhere else. You're free in this one. You have to have one calendar that has everything. So find blocks. Okay, today at 1:30 p.m., I'm free till 3:30. Okay, 2 hours of this. What are the things I can do? Put the things there. Remember to always space out the blocks. At least 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's better to do 30 minutes blocks in between your blocks, because life happens. You're focused, you want to do this, all of a sudden somebody calls and you have to do something. If you put everything right back to back, you're going to be screwed with one change in your life. And change happens. So make sure you give yourself time. And if you have time, you don't want to use that 30-minute rest, don't use it. Just move on to the next one. Nothing bad will happen from it. But if something happens, then you're going to be screwed, right? So make sure you leave 15 to 30 minutes of free space between your block of work. And that's it. And then remember to celebrate each item that you do. Celebrate, because when we celebrate, we just feel more excited to do more, right? Our brain just pushes us instead of us pushing ourselves and be like, oh, like, let's do this. Okay, I really don't want to do this. But like, if you celebrate more often, which is what we do every week here, is to train this muscle of celebration. So celebrate every action item that you do, so then you create this muscle for yourself, and you feel the pull. Basically, your results, the why you have here, the purpose, will pull you toward achieving your goal.